All right, let's talk about something that's probably in your fridge right now. Milk. Maybe you poured some in your coffee this morning or for your kids' cereal. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see what's really inside that carton. Yeah, I'm talking about the brands you know, the ones you've probably trusted for years. I mean, literally, the carton that's sitting in your fridge as we speak. This isn't some niche health food. This is a staple in pretty much every single home. Worse than bread? Now that is a bold claim. And it's exactly what kicks off this entire investigation. We're diving deep into an analysis of Canada's biggest milk brands. And trust me, what they found is something the dairy industry is hoping you'll never, ever hear. Okay, so first up, let's deconstruct these brands. We're going to look at what the labels tell you, and then what's really going on behind the scenes. Let's start with Dairyland. I mean, that name just sounds classic, doesn't it? It feels like it's been around forever. You picture farms, freshness, tradition, and that's exactly the feeling they want to sell you. But here's the thing. The reality is ultra-pasteurization. Basically, the milk is blasted with super high heat to give it a crazy long shelf life. But that process, it's pretty destructive. It kills off natural enzymes and even changes the proteins. Any nutrients that are destroyed often get added back in, synthetically. So you're not really drinking natural milk. You're drinking something that's been taken apart and then pieced back together. All right, how about natural? You've seen it. The packaging is always so clean, so crisp. They love using words like pure and simple. They're really selling you on this idea of natural, untouched freshness. Yeah, but the reality is, it's not simple at all. This milk is filtered, it's reheated, it's literally engineered to last for weeks and weeks before you even open it. Now stop and think for a second. Does real milk, fresh from a farm, do that? No way. This isn't a product designed for your nutrition. It's designed for shipping trucks and storage warehouses. And of course, we have to talk about Beatrice, another one of those iconic Canadian names. It just feels local, familiar, trustworthy. It's been a staple on kitchen tables for decades. The reality, though, Beatrice is owned by Saputo, which is one of the biggest global dairy corporations on the planet. So that small, local feeling, it's just a feeling. This is massive, industrial-scale dairy, all built for one thing: profit. And this leads us to maybe the biggest bombshell in this whole thing: the illusion of choice. You walk down the dairy aisle, you see all these different cartons, and you think you're choosing between different products. But are you really? So check this out. Let's put a fancy premium brand right next to a cheaper store brand, like a Great Value. Your brain automatically tells you the store brand must be lower quality, right? Because it's cheaper. Well, this investigation found that a lot of the time, it is the exact same product. From the same farms, through the same processing plants, it is literally the same milk in a different carton. So that begs the million-dollar question, doesn't it? If it's the same milk, why on earth does one cost more than the other? And the answer is brutally simple. You're not paying for better milk. You're not paying for higher quality or more nutrients. You're paying for the commercials, the slick packaging, and the massive marketing budget of the big brand name. Okay, but what about all the milks that are supposedly healthier for you? The lactose-free, the organic. Let's see if those labels actually mean what you think they mean. Let's take lactose-free milk. It's not like they just magically pull the lactose out. What they actually do is add an enzyme that breaks the lactose down into simpler sugars. And you know what the side effect is? The milk tastes sweeter, and your body absorbs those sugars faster. Just because it's sweeter doesn't automatically make it healthier. And what about organic? That word just feels good, right? And look, it's true. The cows are raised under better conditions, and that's great. But the moment that milk leaves the farm, what happens? It gets dumped into the exact same industrial system. It's still ultra-pasteurized, still processed on a massive scale. So you've got better cows, but it's the same old system. Now this next one is a real shocker, especially for parents. Chocolate milk. It's always marketed as this healthy, nutritious drink for kids. But just look at this comparison. A lot of the most popular brands of chocolate milk have as much, if not more, sugar than a can of soda. You think you're giving your kids something healthy, but you're actually just giving them liquid dessert. So it all comes back to that illusion of choice. Most of these brands you see on the shelf aren't even competing with each other. They're just different masks worn by the same handful of giant corporations. You're not really choosing a different milk. You're just picking which ad campaign you liked better. Okay, so that's a lot of bad news, but it's not hopeless. Let's switch gears and talk about the solution. How can you walk into a grocery store and actually find the good stuff? How do you find real milk? And this right here is probably the most important thing to remember from this whole explainer. We have been trained our whole lives to think that a long expiry date is a good thing. It's not. A short shelf life is the sign of a natural, less processed product. Milk that spoils quickly isn't broken, it's real. So here's your new game plan for the grocery store. It's super simple. 1. Look for the words low temperature pasteurized. Sometimes it says gently pasteurized. 2. Check that expiry date. Remember, the shorter, the better. And 3. Whenever you can, try to find and support local dairies. So, we've pulled back the curtain on milk, but this whole thing really opens up a much, much bigger can of worms. One that goes way beyond just the milk carton. Think about it. If they're doing this to something as basic as milk, what do you think is going on inside your cheese, your yogurt, or, and this is a scary one, your baby formula? It all comes from the same industrial system after all. And that's exactly where this investigation is headed next. We're going to dive into those other products, and believe me, what we're finding is even more eye-opening. So make sure you subscribe because you are not going to want to miss what comes next.